Okay, is it streaming? Looks like it is. I'm not going to be able to see the stats on that. Alright, well, it's receiving the content. Just give YouTube a few seconds to get everything ready. Oh, okay. Alright, now it's showing everything. Bring everything back on. Apologize that I have to take a little bit of time to do all this, but oh, if I put this a little higher, still can't see the stats or the stats. Okay, well now I can. So I put that. I'm trying to manipulate where I'm putting OBS and where I'm putting my chat, so I can actually get as much information as possible about how the stream's going. Okay. Alright. One last tweak I need to do. Teehee. Music. Restless by Shirk. Yeah, he used the Uno. SoundCloud. I know it's SoundCloud by heart. .com. Shirk official. I believe he's changed it now. Alright, let me just go through this link just to double check, make sure that it's functional. Boom. Okay, there it is. Alrighty. Okay, good. Would not want to not have the correct URL. Okay, now that that's all done, I can actually start doing a thing. Oh, look at that. So I'm gonna just be giving myself some extra contrast right now. I'm trying to think. So if I'm using greenish, probably, or if I'm using purple-ish, I could use maybe, I don't know, something that's too unpleasant to look at. Not a pretty color, but it's not a glaring color. Look at that contrast. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm spriting some Fakemon for a game I'm working on with friends. That's all I'm going to be doing today in this stream, as far as I know. Unless I don't get to 2 hours in the process of doing both of these, but I feel like this one's going to take me a little while. Try and find, okay, so this is where those 3 things are. So this here should be the spot where this core looking thing is. I want to make sure that I get that because it looks almost like a heart to me. Oh, I'm already spraying on the wrong layer. Here we are. Okay, so this is where that core kind of thing looks like it is. I'll try and capture that. Okay. That should do for that. Made it a bit larger than it was, but I mean, I don't really have a choice on that. Size of pixels versus, you know, the ability to just hand draw. It's gonna give me some limitations. There's a notch there. Make sure the notch is higher. Oh, jeez, this guy's gonna be tricky. So you just look at that. Like no space for anything in this. Okay, wow. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna round this head out more, I guess. Move these. Let's just try doing this first. Probably gonna do something with the eyes, something like that, color-wise. Oh, man, this is gonna be a tricky one. I'm just gonna say that right now, because like, look at how intricate some of these details are. Like, you can see that, and I'm already having some trouble just getting the head to work how it looks. So this is gonna be a whole lot of fun. Oh boy! All right. Okay. So I'm gonna just try right now to get more of the details in, I guess. Okay, face crack, good. There we go. Alright, so the fun thing about this Pokemon, despite its intricacy in look, just gonna make it not so fun to sprite. It's a very fun idea, at least to me. But then again, it was my brainchild, so I'm kind of biased in that regard. But so Schisterror is a rock ghost type. That's a poltergeist that has possessed like some schist that it just kind of came across, and it comes across naturally. As it finds it, it accumulates more and more, and uses it to build kind of a body out of schist. And schist is kind of a sedimentary rock. Pretty cool. Kind of, as far as I can remember, it's kind of crumbly, which is the reason we went for this. Kind of crumbled, dilapidated, falling apart look to the rock that's in it. I'm gonna move this chunk here. To here. Okay, that's more along the lines of where it is. Okay, and then there's a chunk that kind of reaches out over here. So that's one arm mostly built. Start trying to get some of this body rock, and this is going to have to be shrunken down a bit too. That's in the body. Just because I made the core bigger. Alright, I really do like this design in general, though. It's like, you know, crumbling and just kind of not fun looking. He doesn't look like a cuddly little critter. But yeah, like, we needed something, because so this is themed around our college campus. I think that's the theming behind the game, is, you know, stuff on our college campus. It has a number of inside jokes from the geek clubs on campus and stuff like that. And as it has those inside jokes and whatnot, it also should have some, you know, other tie-ins to the campus. And so we have, you know, professor-themed gym leaders, or faculty and staff-themed gym leaders in a couple places. We have, or not just gym leaders, we have more than gym leaders, but, you know, large roles to faculty and staff. We have, yeah, I'm not making these rocks to look the same, just pointing that out. Trying to get, you know, the rocks in the right places at least. But one of the things that we were doing is we were trying to figure out a way to tie in the geology building, which is also the comp sci building, and the geology building was a morgue at one point. Like, the basement of it, where the geology department is located, was once a morgue. And so it's, you know, everyone says, oh, the basement of this building's haunted. We have a choice. It's going to be touching something. Yeah, it's like this idea that the basement's haunted, and so we were like, well, what can we do to kind of get the geology department, that kind of mythos in there? And we're like, well, we could do something geology related that's like a rock, like this is, and then tie it in with the, you know, ghost stories that surround the geology department. And so we kind of did that for this. We tied it in with those stories by making it, you know, haunted rocks. And our artist says he's not that great at doing inanimate objects, but to be honest, did pretty good with his rock structures in this. Like, they're really fun and in unique shapes. Whether you think they're rock-like enough or not, I guess that's, you know, up to you. But I think they're full of, you know, fun and rockiness. But yeah, I guess I don't matter as much. I'm not, you know, an outside source on that. I'm a friend. Guess we got another rock here. Pointy toe. Slowly coming together. I've just got one set of limb more to do. This one should be fairly easy to light too because it's got a kind of a ghostly glow about it. You know, that's what that stuff surrounding it is the ghost itself. So lower that. That. Okay, got another little pebble. Let's do something like that actually. Let's make it have structure. Okay, and then now we do a foot. A real foot. Okay, and then I'm gonna actually lower that just to get it more up through the aloneness. Okay, I'd say that's not half bad for the rock structures, you know. It's got an equivalent number of rocks, you know, there. So I'll take that, I guess. I'm gonna try filling the body in now, just to try and get, you know, an idea of how the face looks, especially. Because I need to have, you know, some level of, you know, creepy vibes going on, I guess. What do I want to do with that? So if I do that, it feels too big. And I could also go for something more powerful in the eyes, just like blam. Try and get more of that, like, kind of jack-o'-lantern smile. I could also do actually what this is and separate the jaw more, because they're technically separate pieces of chest for the jaw. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take all of this lower portion, I could separate it out like that. I think actually I'm gonna take the upper portion though. That. Details are still a bit small, I feel, but it's getting better than it was. Jeez, this is a tricky one in general. I think separating that jaw really helped a bit. If I'm being entirely honest, I could also fill this in with that purple, that strong purple. But I feel like that kind of gets rid of that. I don't know. I'd also go for a color other than purple for the glow in the eyes, just because, like, I already have purple as such a focus in this. So if I'm doing purple and I'm doing kind of brown, I could do something red, but we have red eyes. So I might go with something kind of blue for the eyes here, so they stand out. Have some, you know, power behind them, something unique that works. Then I'll probably put a blue aura around this core to give it, you know, that sense of importance. I'll whack that one. Man, look at that. That looks pretty rad. Okay, I'm gonna actually crack a few of these now. Add that level of detail and interestingness that should have where I can, at least. Add one here. I might do it here. And then try and I want to put one here somewhere. That is kind of what it looks similar to, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to keep them on, like, the spots roughly that they are in the actual artwork. That's not going to happen in all cases, of course, but you know, I'd like to try and keep some level of similarity between the two, even if it's not going to be perfect one-to-one by any means. It's an unrealistic idea at this point with how complicated and like oddly structured this one is. I'd say that's a pretty good job of making it look kind of cracked and rough. Let's see. Alright, so let's do this glow now, because this is going to be important. You know, it just looks it looks kind of like someone has possessed it with glue. Not gonna lie. So let's see, this is the actual color I was going to be using. So yeah, let's try and just wibbly wobbly this all over. That's what it is. It's wibbly wobbly, you know, ghosty goo. I don't want it to look too sharp or jagged though, that's the other thing. that's just a personal taste thing. I don't like to have too many like jagged edges on things. And that's the other thing, like this one has all those jagged edges from the rock. I don't want to have jagged edges from, you know, other stuff. Let's see. Because, you know, jagged edges, there's enough of in this, you know, specific Pokemon already. Don't need to have too many more. So I'm going to try and keep things kind of flowing and smooth looking where I can. Honestly, I might keep that and then just... slowly I'll blob that out a bit more. Actually, I'm gonna blob this all. Kind of giving it this loose, rippling form. And this kind of stuff, like these looser forms, like this kind of ghosty, you know, stuff going on around these rocks is kind of like, I get super in the zone, so I apologize if I'm not talking very much during it, but it's what happens when I get in the zone with, you know, something like this. Somebody's stomping around in the stairways. Very loudly. What's that? It's difficult to see, that's what that is. I think I'm going to do the edges lighter for this. So, let's see how this looks. I go, wham. I don't know if I like the edges being lighter, to be honest. At least not without more detail on the inside. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and add more detail to the inside, but also I'm going to add the blobbiness that's down here that's not in this art. that's a little better. I think let's add this core glow. Because that I kind of like the idea of, you know, that core is a core. I might even add kind of like this connection that runs down along like the limbs a little bit. Kind of loosely, almost as like a cytoskeleton, but ghostly. If that makes sense at all, I don't know. If you know how like amoebas work, they have like this cytoskeleton that gives them structure. So I'm kind of adding here just to add something inside that's not boring. Just a couple swirls kind of comes around that rock. Like it's this very loose structure that I want to go for with it too. Like there's definitely like a structure to it, but I don't want it to be a strong structure. How's that? Give it kind of the sense that there's something more going on in there than just, you know, purple nothingness, if that makes sense. I really like the color that I've got going on with this. Let's see, I don't know what I want to do with this from here though, that's the real question I guess, because the way I have to light this, you know, I can't just have these rocks up here so flat. I really have a lot of colors anyways too, because I've used, what, 5 colors total. There's the 2 shades of purple, the shade of blue. I could add like a lighter version of this blue that's like, you know, 90 value, maybe 55, that, kind of to give the core that emphasis that I wanted it to have before. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe in like certain areas, as there's more stuff going on, I could add a lighter glow. But I think so. This is the scale it would look. kind of in game. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shading this now. I'm going to go lighter. Add a light color to it. Let's get that. Or maybe even everywhere that you can kind of like see that glow, put some stuff around that area. That's what I might do. To kind of emphasize that, you know, this is glowing. So I'm just going to put this all around the you know, central skull kind of thing. Okay, the lower part of that. Okay, I still feel like now, especially now, the you know, ethereal effects are kind of not doing enough, so I might add more of this lighter shade of purple scattered in. Kind of get those ghostly effects going. Trying to give this like a sense of, you know, there's something running through all this that is glowing. Kind of working this through it. Okay, I think that looks pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy with how that turned out, considering just looking at how little detail room I have. I think I was able to do pretty good with such limited resources. So, yeah, I don't think that's half bad. I don't think that's half bad at all. Might just, trying to think of like what I want to do with this, because this kind of looks poopy as it stands. I'm not too happy with that structure. Pretty happy with that. I don't know what I'm going to do for the shiny palette just yet, but I'll see what I can do. I'm going to first get rid of this. See, so this is how much didn't get translated over from the original stuff. I'd say so. I increased the size of the head and that core, but I'd say for the most part, that's pretty good translation. I mean, look at how little there is in that concept art sprite, you know. So I think that's pretty good for what it's worth. Oh god, what is its number? That's fun to have to search for. Okay, here's the sheets. Because I have to save this. Desktop, sprites. Okay, where are you at, buddy? Where are you at? Shisty. Ah, Schisterror. 120. Boom, blam, boom, boom, boom. Okay. So that buddy's just got named. Make a duplicate so that I have the original palette here. Well, first I should actually index this, generate the palette. So there are 7 colors in this bad boy. Wow, that is a small palette. Not even kidding, that is a tiny palette. It's only 7. Only 7 is nothing. Okay. What do I want to do? So I want to do, I think, red for this. Something ominous and deep. Ooh, that's spooky. Okay, so let's go 70 for that, 50 for that. This needs to be the light color. Ooh, that's a whole lot more intimidating already. I don't want this to be purple though. Oh, what color? Okay, I'm gonna see. I'll look up schist and take a look and see what colors I can find. Schist, okay. Schist is a rock. Radiators are making noise. That's nice. Good job, radiators. You clank and you boom all you want. Live your best life. Ooh, does this just have emeralds in it? That's pretty. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is I'm trying to find like a color that works for this. I could do something slightly green. Kind of get into the green, kind of dull it, give it kind of a rocky looking color. So that's the light color. Let's see, 30. So I realize I have to fix the outline color on the thing here as well. 20. Ooh, that's a bit too green, I'd say. So 70. I'm setting the hues right now down quite a ways more into the yellow than the green, because I don't want it to look too green. I think I bought this up to 60 as well. And then I need a color that plays off. So I did blue and purple before, so I should do something that plays off the red other than purple. Could do orange. Though it could also... let's see how something oranger looks. No, 80. I'm trying to see, what did I do for this? What's the difference between this color? 25, 55. 25, 40. This is that color. I don't know if I like the green in that instance. I could do something that contrasts more with that, so like with the actual wibbly wobbly stuff. So I could do a blue color for the stone. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do like two colors that are right next to each other, one of which is, and then the other color is somewhat complementary to all that. That makes sense. I mean, that is an art thing that a lot of people do. Ooh, that's a color palette. Alright, I'm also going to lighten in the original. This 2A35, because that's... yeah. Okay, let's send this back to 120, the original. I'm currently resaving the original. Apparently I have to fiddle around with some more numbers, I believe. Wait, let me check. Alright. Yep. So that's fine. Okay. And that's certainly a very strong color palette. So I think that one's done for now. I'm gonna send that off after the stream ends and see what everyone in our group chat thinks about it. If everyone approves, everyone's okay with it. I'm pretty dang happy with it though, as it stands. Alright, so that's Schisterror done. So I'm going to start setting up for the next one. I have to double check on how to spell that name, because I think I did it right. But, okay, no, I got it. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because that would be silly if I didn't have the right name. Spelling. Okay, reference art needs to change to this little guy's. So yeah, this next one I'm doing is, as I said, a little guy. He's cute. He's a little cutie patootie. So let's see, where's Gimp? Gimp. Gimp 2. Yep, switch to that one. Thank you. OBS is good at switching. OBS is really good at switching between like GIMP windows really quickly and easily. I really appreciate that. Good job, GIMP. So I'm gonna go all the way. So I'm just gonna marcher. And then Pokemon name. This guy is not Schisterror. This is Binoptera. Because there's two of them, and he's a little butterfly, and it comes from Binoptera. So that's Binoptera. Alright, I got all these looking good. I think these all look good. Okay. So one last thing I should actually do for Schisterror. So now that it's done, I need to make sure it's centered still. So that would be a silly thing to not do. I think it is. It looks like it's still centered, but it's better to be safe than sorry. It's an even number in height, so that makes it easier to make sure that it's centered. Okay. Overwrite the shiny. Overwrite the original. Okay. Minimize these two. So I've got myself Binoptera here. I have no idea what colors we're making this thing. Let me double check. It is a bug poison. Bug poison. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe for these dark stripes that you're seeing, I'm gonna do something purple. I don't want to do. Bug type yellow, kind of like the Weedle colors. I think I'm gonna do kind of a bug type green with a bug type purple striping pattern. I think that's what I'm gonna do for it. So I'm gonna make new layer as my background layer. I'm doing purple and green. Blue will stand out the best. I'm gonna use this really harsh blue. Haha, look at that. It's pretty color at least. Let's add a sprite layer up here. And then I'm gonna actually center this art. That's the other thing I'm gonna do. This isn't centered at all. Where? There we go. Now it's centered. I can actually play around with this. So let's get some bug type green going. I'm gonna need a little value. Okay. So yeah, this is a very strong shade of green. Don't worry yourselves, it's not gonna stick. Or a very dark shade of green, I mean, not strong. Because it's going to be made lighter in the end. Because this is pretty dang heavy. Kind of round out its head out a little more. The top. I want the mouth to be the same color though as well. So let's go get a darker shade here so that I can have that. It's the kind of foreground color. Oh, actually no, this comes down in front. Actually. This little guy, big eyes. Kind of curve around like, this. What do I want to do? Let's maybe go for a more yellow shade for this, like, mouth bit. Let's go bring that down. Oh my god, this guy's freaking adorable. So this one was an original design of our concept artist. Man, I just realized I've been doing this all on the concept art layer. Let me just yeah, I'm like, why is it getting why is there no background behind any of this every time I erase it? So this is a mistake I make every once in a while. I feel like everyone makes mistakes of this sort. Layer management mistakes, basically. Not making sure that you're on the right layer, and then you wind up with a layer management mistake. So luckily, it's not like I did the entire sprite already. People who don't use layers, mad respect, because like it's nice to be able to go back and forth, take a look, like, are you doing what you need to be doing? And to not have that tool sounds insane. Okay, so put that on the sprite layer, and then I'm gonna actually open the concept art for this again, and then I'm gonna paste the concept art back onto it. There we go. On the same layer as the concept art. There we go, now I can actually see it effectively. I fixed it. Alright, let's get this. Okay, so I need this color here. Let's see. I'm trying to think about like what I want to do here. Oops. Might go to there. Oh. Let's get this shade of purple going now. I don't want it to be too harsh of a shade, so. So this is based on a monarch butterfly, if you couldn't tell. And I'm gonna make the eye. I'm gonna have to tweak the eye because like I can't do that circle the same way. I could probably do like a lighter shade of purple for the eye and then have white as where the iris is, kind of deal. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do or not though. I'm not 100% sure just yet. Yeah, this is kind of tricky to like get these colors to lay the way they need to. How's this? Maybe here. Just trying to get all of these. Layered right. Oh, that's not where it is. That. I think this here. Okay, I think I went too far with that one. Striping it like this is gonna be kind of tricky, but See, there's legs here. There's a stripe here. And there's another stripe here. I think this needs to be a bit wider. I'm trying to give it like that, like Ripley, or not Ripley, it's not the word, the kind of lumpiness of a caterpillar, but that's not going to translate very easily into this. Because it's a sprite, and sprites are small. So what I'm mainly trying to do is get it to translate nicely, like have a smooth transition and body thickness. I'm not happy with how straight this is. No. Definitely not that. Alright, I think that's pretty good. That one. Okay, and then there's one more section of purple. I really like that there's an even distribution, like it as it goes over to the fake head, which I should actually give context on this. So it's based on a monarch butterfly, obviously, but it also has what you see on the tail is a fake head. So it has what looks like two, really there's one little fake face, fake antenna, which I believe monarchs have as well, like in real life. Let's see. These back antennae are gonna kind of be tricky because they're so small. So I'm trying to round some of these features out in the back because they get really just eaten up pretty devastatingly. Round features don't survive when you translate something to such a small size. I'm probably not going to actually use this color. Where did I go to 15? I should go to 10. There we go. Now it's going to actually have some level of unique shading. Okay, and then the eye, the fake eye at least, I'm going to try and do similarly to the real one. Fake mouth is going to be the same as the real one in color at least. Okay, I like that. Actually, if I make the eye a light shade of purple, I can do that. Okay, and then the little feet I'm gonna actually make into this yellow color just because that seems logical to me, because like we already have this purple green purple green purple green. I don't want to keep that going to an extreme. So there's a little leg here. little leg. And there's another little one. Comes down right here. It's more like it comes down here. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Yeah, I think it's more reasonable if it comes down like this. Basically the same leg, but differently. Another little leg here. And then there's another one. It's right up here. Okay, I'm gonna actually do that with it, yeah. No. Nope. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and get them to be more even in their placement here, so. Okay, I think I'm gonna okay, can I flip this one? Let's flip it like that. Yes, I can. Just gonna put that over this one here. And okay, and then delete. this pixel and this pixel. But now those ones are lower. Alright, so I'm gonna move this down, I guess. Move it down one. Keep that one where that is. Spot.